Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brandon Wynn with the channel Critical Failure, and this video is very close to my face, as you can see. I'm trying to figure out my light issue that the past videos have been dealing with, but this video, as I said on our Instagram feed, was a devil/demon character, and, well, player character. And to get right into it, for some reason, your demon or devil that you choose, whoever you want to play as, say it's a Orcus, Yunogu for demons, or Asmodeus. I wouldn't say Asmodeus, because if it was Asmodeus it'd be an issue, but whatever you want to play it as, say it's Asmodeus, or let me think of another one, Zariel. Say that they were taken by AO and they just immediately got dropped down a couple pegs, and they're now in a tiefling body, level 1 character, any class that you want it to be, and they have no recollection of who they are. They are essentially a new person. I would say that they were even birthed into the world normally, like a standard tiefling would be, and they lived a normal childhood, or not even a normal childhood, but they lived, and they're like 20 years old, and their powers are starting to finally come in, like an X-Man or X-Men. Yeah, X-Men. But your character does not know who they are, so whatever demon devil that you were playing as, they don't know who they are. So, and one cool thing that I would say early on in this video is that your character is battling from early on to probably their death, if you are going to do this. Their character is battling the thoughts, the essence of the demon or devil. So, you know, they're lawful evil or chaotic evil. So if you're, I would say try playing a lawful good character, because if you're playing a lawful good character, that's a lot of great role play of, or any good character that to where you're trying to do the right thing and you're constantly like trying not to be evil and kill someone or do anything that's evil, because, you know, that's vastly off from what a right person would do compared to a demon or a devil. So that's what I would say, because I really like the idea of playing as a demon or a devil, and you're like, say your character's named Bob, and he's a paladin, and there's the friend who's named Ricky, and he's a monk, and you're a lawful good character, and you see a couple passers-by, and like you just accidentally say, like, you think it and you say it out loud as, say, your Orcus in essence, and you're like, let me think of something to say. You just say, as Bob, it's a pity to see such things live, you know. And, you know, Orcus is about undeath and just non-life, so he wants to see them dead. And then Ricky's like, yo, what are you talking about? What? And then Bob's like, what are you talking about? Like, he doesn't know he's saying this. It's just like, it just happens. And it's a thought that Bob or your character has for his entire life, unless he embraces it. If he embraces it, then there's a totally different thing, and I'll go into that section. But saying you're going through the good path and you're staying on it, your character can be any class at this point. If you're from, I would, because this is heavily based on alignments, if you're neutral to good, you can stay any class you want. And I'll get into why I'm saying this later, but you can pick any class, you get to do that. And you're starting at level 1, I would say, because this is weird. So if you're being level 1, you, at level 1, get a first level spell. At level 5, you get a second. Level 10, you get a third. At level 4, you get a fourth. And at level 20, you get a fifth. Sorry, my brother is off in the side looking at his finger, and it distracted me. But you get these spells because you're taking away the tiefling character racial feats, essentially, and you're replacing it with this because you're getting powers of your former self. And Ed and I are going to be building feats to where your character will automatically get these, like, regardless. So you're probably going to get these in like random levels into which you're going to get a class level or a feat anyways, and we're just like, here you go, you're getting this and the one that you want. So, you know, demons are overpowered and so are devils, so whatever. This is going to make you an overpowered character, so have fun being the strongest in the party. So that's how I want to do it. That's how probably Ed would do it too. But, you know, there's role play for you to be like struggling with yourself and such like that. And to go into what I was talking about earlier of not being to, or you get to stay your class. If you start doing evil things, Ed and I are making classes for these demons and devils, and that sounds really weird because you're like, oh, that's really cool, probably, or why would you do that? That's hard. Oh, it's very hard. Some of you are like, oh, that's easy. Some of these are easy. Imagine trying to come up with a legitimate class for Jubilex, okay? Ed and I don't know. It's literally an ooze, okay? I would say barbarian at most, but that's very, very, very playing it by very slim, like, words. It's just weird. Baphomet. I want to put Baphomet as a freaking druid just because, okay? It's Baphomet. And then I have Asmodeus as a fighter. I mean, no brainer there. He was a former angel, and there's a very big difference between fighter and barbarian in terms of what it is, not the class. Like, classes aside, I'm saying because Asmodeus was a soldier, essentially, like, that's why he's a fighter, not a barbarian. A barbarian is more brute force, and fighter is more tactics, is what I was taking it by. So if something's a barbarian, I'm thinking that they're using dumb brute force over strategy. And I think that's really cool. But, you know, if you're evil, you're being railroaded into whatever your DM or our whatever you want to play as guidelines of these character demons, devils are. So, you know, as like I said, if you're wanting to try and be an Asmodeus, even though that would break the 9 hells, you actually, that would be pretty cool to be Asmodeus, and then you have to take back hell if you're trying to be a evil character again. But continuing off of that side thought, you're basically trying to stay off of that. Like, that's what I would do anyways. Like, you're trying to be your own character, that'd be really cool. But if you're trying to be evil and you want to be those character and you're those races, I'm going to give you some examples other than the ones I gave. You know, there's Yanogu. He's a gnoll. Wouldn't it make sense for him to be a gnoll? Yes, but you're going to die immediately. I'm sorry, a level 1 gnoll going into a town, probably going to die. That's why you're tiefling. But I thought it'd be cool if you're trying to be a child of graz'zt, or not a child, but graz'zt in a different, like a tiefling form, like you're essentially, you know, 6 fingers, 6 toes, unusually tall, extremely hot for some reason. You know, you're graz'zt. You're going to look a lot like graz'zt. And I put him as a fighter and a bard, so multi-class that, if you will. I put fighter first because I figured, you know, you're going to be a fighter and then you get bard spells along the way. You know, most of the charm spells, most of the, like, you're already going to have that anti-charm ability because I don't think you can be charmed. And, you know, I thought that'd be really cool in the first place to do that, to give you charm spells, because you're always like alluring and stuff like that. And then for the devils, you know, I'm going to say I made Mephistopheles a wizard because I want to play as Mephistopheles. And he's also he could be a sorcerer. Depends on how you want to spin it, because there's no difference for me, even though I'm probably going to eat roasted later on if this video ever gets out there. But, you know, it's just really on how you guys as DMs or players want to spin it. And if you're a player, talk to your DM. See what he thinks these, like, demons and devils would be as a class. And, you know, that this is heavily based on what you guys want. This is homebrew. And I'm sorry that you see pages turning. I'm looking at my notes, even though I'm glancing at them and I can't read glancing. But, you know, it's how you guys want to play it. But going back to, like, the railroading, you're probably like, why are you forcing us to be a different class when I have to make another character sheet? Oh yes, you should definitely make another character sheet just in case you decide to go murder hobo for no reason. You know, I think it'd be really cool for now that I think about it, like, you roll a d20, or I wish it was you do a flip of a coin, you know, on heads you do a good thing. On tails, you do a bad thing. So it's like, sometimes, say you want to, like I said earlier, like the two people coming by, you're like, you have that issue with wanting to kill them, you flip a coin. Tails, you kill them. Heads, you don't. You just say something stupid or something like that. And that could be your fighting, like, or you just like don't do it. You know, there's plenty of ways that you could literally roleplay this, and that's what I like about it, because it's like so cool as an idea. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you out there who have thought of similar ways to play this, you know, to play a demon or a devil, into which I know I'm like twisting this out of 40 different ways, but this is my variant of it. And I thought it'd be really cool. So for my example that I wrote down, so I'm going to read this for a second. Yeah, I remember this. I wanted to make Mephistopheles, like I said earlier, and he was going to be a tiefling bard, which he was essentially going to be a lighthearted character who cared heavily about people, and he had a huge issue with wanting to be alone all the time, which makes a lot of sense considering real life. You know, a lot of people can be heavily social, and then deep inside they're actually social, but this is D&D. But the issue is that him being social is him, but him being antisocial is actually Mephistopheles, because Mephistopheles is off doing his own thing on 90% of the time, and that's how Mephistopheles is. And like, for some reason, like, because the tiefling doesn't know he is a bard, like he doesn't know the class, he's just a music player, and he accidentally magically hurts people using vicious mockery or some shit, and he actually ends up like, he's wanting to learn spells, he's wanting to do this and do that, and he's not actually learning it, he's just reading these spells, and he's not knowing them unless they're in the bard spell list, into which I might make this that optional rule where you can pick from any spell list, because that honestly makes a lot of sense. You know, knowing only a few, I probably will railroad it for myself to where I only know specific amounts of spells at specific times, and I learn more by writing them down later on once I get to these. And I thought that'd be really cool now, but you know, stuff like that could happen, and you will be getting these spells at early levels. So level 1, whatever spell you want. Level 5, you get whatever you want. Level 10, whatever you want. It just has to stay close to what your character is and such. So just remember, I'm trying to keep this balanced also as best as I can, so please don't hate me on this. But yeah, I hope AJ Pickett can do a lot better on this, because I did talk to AJ Pickett. I commented on one of his videos about this. Hopefully he watches this video, because I personally want to see how he would do this, how he would go about this. And I would love to see him actually make a video about this, because this would be really, really, really cool. And if you guys actually watch this far, you should go sub to AJ Pickett, because he makes really great content. He does really good in-depth stuff, and he's just a really nice man in general. And he's just an amazing guy. But we're going to be posting on our Instagram whenever we're going to be doing updated videos on this. We're going to be posting them here. I'm going to be finding it hard to actually do videos while I'm going to college and working, hopefully, another job. But I'm going to be, probably our next video is going to be me talking about my Hobgoblin campaign, which I've referenced a couple times here, actually. So that will be its own video. But yeah, any questions, please message me, comment down below, message the Instagram feed that I run, and I'm hoping that Ed actually made a Facebook page, because he's going to be running the Facebook page. But yes, please comment, like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is. You know, you guys are a great help. Like this video, go like our other videos. It's very helpful. We're making these videos because of you guys, even though there's not many people who view. It's the people who do view that are amazing. We love you guys. And thank you all. I'm trying to remember if there's anything that's needed, because I wrote down a lot. But oh yeah, comment here or at Instagram your classes that you think that the demons or devils could be, and what demon or devil you would want to play as a tiefling, and what class you would make it, and like how would you play your character, because that would be really interesting to me. But considering the fact it's 12 o'clock in the morning here where I am, I'm going to sleep here soon. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, I am Brandon Wynn with Critical Failure. This is a video on Demon and Devil Princes that you can play as player characters. Thank you.